So today we've got an exciting one. I think you're gonna like this one. I think I'm gonna like this one. I got this new studio space and it's like, I've been trying to figure out what to put in here. I only want to put the best stuff. You see, that's the thing. The space is so special. It's a work in progress for a really long time. Now, I couldn't just go over here and put in some, I don't know, mid-range type of thing. I had to reach out to LG and do the best of the best. And that's what we have here right now. That's the LG Signature OLED 8K. 8Ks. I'm a big fan of OLED, have been for a really long time. And now you bring the resolution and now you bring the scale. Now, you probably noticed I've got a PlayStation on there as well. Now, granted, that thing's not gonna be able to output 8K, but a lot of people have questions right now about those next-gen consoles and TV upgrades and things like this. So we may end up publishing some of these videos in that resolution fairly shortly. YouTube is gonna be one of these places where you're gonna be able to consume 8K, maybe before anywhere else. As the content catches up, you'll be ready to go with a TV like this that's way ahead of the curve. We're gonna search for some 8K content, see what this thing's capable of in OLED, and of course, we're gonna try out a little bit of gaming as well. Oh, it's substantial too. Oh wow, wait, this has electronics built into it. That's cool. Little cable door over here. I mean, it's just so impressive how slim it is. It's crazy. It makes such an impact. Razor sharp the display is poking up out of that stand that's baked in. So you have these two connectors poking up from within the base. So instead your power ends up all the way down there on floor level, a nice design touch. You have a bunch of different HDMIs to choose from supporting 8K 60 Hertz. That's the magical figure, the dedicated Ethernet port as well if you want to use that, and even some old-fashioned connectors, AV connectors. Is it peel time? Woohoo! Damn! Now might be a good time to show off the controller as well. Now this one is fully metal. It's cool to the touch. It feels high caliber, as it would have to be for a display like this. Even this center scroll ball, kind of like a SIM card almost. You poke right there, and it releases the little door with the batteries in it. Rolling. Just because you're not viewing 8K content doesn't mean you're not gonna see a better picture, because it's gonna take that 4K content or even 1080 content and upscale it, obviously. You got the new processor, what do they call it, the A9. They're very proud of it. I need the full experience here. Whatever it is that you happen to like, I mean, maybe you like to watch a film, maybe you like to play a game. 4320p, my goodness gracious. Whoa! Yes! 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 My God! You're gonna have to go just based on my reaction alone, because where we're going, what things are going to look like, what things are capable of looking like. And I see a picture like that, and I start to think to myself, man, I gotta get this channel on 8K ASAP. I mean, you're looking at real zebras and lions, and you're watching this in 30 frames. I was watching it in 60 frames, which amped up the realness to a step further. And of course, if we go down to the 4K like we might on the gaming, then you get the opportunity to go up to 120 FPS on this display as well. My goodness gracious. Just daily life in 8K. You know, we live in a time right now, a lot of these experiences, you can't have them. I mean, it's difficult You're trapped at home in many cases. You can't travel as much as before. That's what those extra pixels give you, is a greater sense of closeness to the actual experience having been there. I'm sitting here and I don't mind. I'm sitting here because I can. It's not even just the resolution, it's also that OLED factor taking place. For a moment, you're kind of thinking you're seeing something possibly even better than the real life experience. I mean, because it's so vibrant. So if you do pick up a big display, please make sure you sit close enough to it to appreciate all those pixels. Now I get it, this is 4K content here. Let's see how this TV deals with it. There's a couple different settings in certain next-gen games. This game included. This is the Miles Morales game. This is kind of the headline game for the PlayStation exclusive. So if you head into the settings and you look at the graphics mode, you can see there's the fidelity option. That's 30 frames per second with graphical features like ray tracing, enhanced lighting, and additional VFX. Now you can also go to performance mode. This gives you 60 frames per second without some of those graphical enhancements. So this is going to give you a more fluid, a real responsive type of experience. So that's your options that the system is capable of, and the TV will obviously adjust to match. The way the light reflects off of those patches and varies depending on the camera angle. I'm talking about upgrading your TV regardless, even if it's to maybe a smaller version of some of this OLED tech, even if it's only 4K 120. I know I say only, but you see where I'm going. The lighting and reflections, the environment, the number of things happening, enough contrast where you're going to be able to pick up those slight variations and reflections and shadows, and when it supports the HDR, of course, it brings tremendously more detail in the shadow and highlight information as well. Wow, it might be worth it. Performance mode might be worth it. The capability to play at these frame rates, 120, has been relegated to PC gamers for the most part. Now with these modern displays, not only could you do the full texture pack that I was doing in fidelity model, but you can also run this performance and get that extra fluidness that comes from 120 frames. I understand that we're at the early stages here. You know, somebody has to be willing to be on the fringe, and then that subsidizes the cost eventually for this stuff to trickle down into those more affordable, more approachable price points. But products like these, they exist as that halo, they exist as that F1 car to showcase the potential, to showcase where we're going. And for a select number of lucky individuals, they get to experience that before anyone else through a display like this one. That is the 88-inch OLED from LG and their signature lineup.